putting them right on YouTube, right on blast. Watch them all scurry. Get them all run. Look at that shit. Now that's gang stalking.
Just a robot. A few of you may remember that about 2 or 3 years ago, feminist cringe compilations were all over YouTube. And they were awesome. It was so fun to see every cringy thing a feminist ever did all compiled into one video. But every now and then in these feminist cringe compilations, they would add in a woman who I couldn't tell was a feminist or not. Granted, they were female and stupid, and that's pretty much all it takes to be a feminist, but they weren't spitting out any feminist propaganda. For example, the woman who accused a mailman of stalking her.
Stop stalking me, right? Don't ever stalk me again.
Are you talking to me?
Yeah.
About what?
Don't ever stalk me again.
Who's stalking you about
you. Laugh some more. Do it.
You're crazy.
Is that right?
Yes, it is.
Say to the camera that you're not stalking me.
I am not stalking you. I don't even know who you are.
Is that right?
That's right.
That woman must be a crazy feminist, right? I mean, she's accusing a random man of stalking her. I bet she thinks all men are stalkers. And while I can't prove to you that this woman is not a feminist, do feminists really talk that much about men stalking them? Normally it's catcalling, not stalking. It's not a common thing modern feminists complain about. While it is certainly possible that this woman could be a feminist, her actions right now are not the actions of a feminist. What she is someone who believes in gang stalking, and let me tell you folks, I've never heard about this until now, and it gets pretty crazy. Now, first I should make it clear, after I did some digging, yes, this woman is a feminist.
Someone has put these all here. Someone's put like all of these orange, you gotta be kidding, it's just like this declaration, right, of male dominance.
Declaration of male dominance! Putting sticks in the snow. Because you know what? A stick, it resembles a penis, and penis equals male dominance. By the way, they're snow flags.
That was a clip from one of SSSniperWolf's videos. If you want to see the whole thing, link will be down below. But back to the gang stalking community. You know that meme of the guy with the tinfoil around his head who thinks that the government is always watching him? Well, the gang stalking community is like that, but without the tinfoil. Most, if not all of them, suffer from some form of schizophrenia. And yes, a lot of them do believe that the fillings dentists give you have tracking chips in them.
When you become a targeted individual, like a victim of electronic harassment, so you need to think, did I go to the dentist? Did I have, dental surgeries? Did I have a flu jab? Did I have any operations? Anything like that? Because that is where you could have been, implanted with a chip.
And I'm sure you've already heard of that conspiracy. But there's another thing these people who believe in gang stalking do. They believe that any and every mundane thing anyone does is part of a bigger picture. There's a part in SSSniperWolf's video where the woman says, "You harassed me and you know it. You ran your finger right over your nose."
You harassed me. You harassed me and you know it. You harassed me. You absolutely did. You ran your hand right over your nose.
No, she
yes,
did
you did.
not.
She did so.
You ran your hand right over your nose.
You're probably thinking to yourself, what? Running your finger over your nose is harassment? What is this woman even talking about? Well, you see, people who believe in gang stalking, or targeted individuals as they like to be called, believe that there's a group hunting them down, but there's also a guy who's in charge of the group called a handler. What is a handler? Well, in reality, it's anyone who does pretty much anything other than walking. If you're in public and you're a little anxious so you cross your arms to feel more comfortable, well, you're a handler and you're sending out signals to your group.
First clear distinct sign that you're being gang stalked would be the hand signals.
If you see these hand signs more than enough times a day, know you're being gang stalked. And I'll show you a few of them. Okay. 1 is here. 2 is here. 3. 4.
When they're signaling, they're revealing
to whoever else is surveilling you or the other gang stalkers in the area your exact location. If they're brushing their hair to one side, it's the side that's closest to me. That's totally Masonic. It's arch right there. So if someone's doing that, that's like a Freemason thing. And females, they love the hair thing.
Those were clips from Mr. Metokur's video on gang stalking. As I was researching gang stalking, I quickly came across his video and I highly recommend you go check it out. But back to the whole scratching nose thing, what exactly does that mean?
I was drugged and gang raped. Well, that sounds pretty intense. You would expect that this would be a massive video. Why didn't this go viral? This man admitted that he drugged and gang raped this woman, and she has it on film. Well, let's look at the video. It's 30 seconds long, and see if you can pick out the point when this man, Greg, tells this person that he gang raped her and drugged her last year.
Actually stalking me to the food pantry. Greg again.
Did you catch that? He scratched his nose. That means he admitted to gang raping her. Now just let that settle in. There are a lot of people who believe in this gang stalking crap. More than you might think. So there's a possibility that if you ever scratched your nose in public, there is someone who thinks that you're a rapist. Oh no, wait, I'm wrong. They don't think you're a rapist. They think you raped them. But hey, I don't just want to rip off Mr. Metokur's video. I'm just using his video and SSSniperWolf's video as some basic information for what I'm going to talk about next. It's been a while since I did one of these, but I'm back to doing it. I'm going to do a commentary. Specifically on the nightmare world of gang stalking.
The gang stalking experience started for me when I noticed these black SUVs and other police vehicles driving slowly along the street, but they never came up to me or said anything. And then I had 7 or 8 helicopters hovering directly over my apartment, and then it goes lie, and it keeps happening, and it begins to dawn on me that something is going on.
Imagine just living like this. You know that part of your brain that goes off when you're in danger? Imagine that going off all the time. Every cop car that drives by, every time you see a helicopter or a plane. And you think it's a big deal, but everyone around you is looking at you like you're crazy. You know, I always hated the fact that I had dyslexia, but after seeing this, I'm happy with what I got.
It's confusing to humans trying to understand gang stalking. Why would they do this to me? Why would they do these weird, petty little things that, may even just irritate me at some moment?
Trust me, man, I'm totally confused by all of this. But maybe every little thing that happens to you is not a huge government conspiracy. Maybe they're just things that happen. And trust me, if the government wanted you dead, you would be dead.
If you were to ask me what gang stalking is, it's a way to slowly kill people using their own decisions.
Man, it's actually kind of hard to make a joke about this. On the one hand, I want to say, clearly it's working. But on the other hand, this guy legit thinks that his life is in danger.
In my experience, it started over a year ago. I had rented a space in Hawthorne, California, and people warned me that as a gay man, it was maybe brave of me to rent this space.
Okay, quick question. If you're a paranoid schizophrenic and you think everybody's out to get you, why would you rent out a space where you believe people hate you? I mean, this is a group of people who think every little thing that happens is part of a giant conspiracy to get them to commit suicide.
When 20 or 30 cars are hazing you on the freeway, behind you, in front of you, on both sides of you.
Yes, there are other cars that drive on the freeway. Some of them are ahead of you, some of them are behind you. I've always noticed that there's planes and helicopters flying over my head. I've always noticed other cars on the freeway.
I started spray painting their cars on the freeway. I pepper sprayed them. At this time, it was trying to get them to call the police.
Okay, so on one hand, I do feel really bad for these people for what they have to go through. But on the other hand, they harass people who are doing absolutely nothing to them. If I was driving on the freeway and someone pepper sprayed my car, I would drive in front of their car, slam on the brakes so they would bash into my bumper, get out of my car, drag them out of their own car, and beat the shit out of them.
I would get Los Angeles Police Department vehicles lighting up their sirens and not pulling me over, but zooming around me, almost like a continual tactic. This happened so much that I was inspired to buy a dash camera.
It's almost like you're not the center of the universe and there's other things that are happening. Like police officers turning on their sirens so they can get to a crime that's happening faster. At the very least, step back and think about this logically. How much time and resources would it take to get someone to kill themselves by doing small little petty things to them? It would be so much easier just to outright kill a person and make it look like a suicide.
And I watched the parking lot literally fill up with cars.
Whoa guys, a parking garage literally filled up with cars. Not figuratively, literally.
And you know, heterosexual couples would hold hands and like stroll through the back of the parking lot like they were on some 1950s sitcom.
Don't you hate it when you just see those straight people making out and holding hands in public? It's just disgusting. We should outlaw heterosexual marriage. Now, I don't actually believe that this guy is a heterophobe, and yes, that is a real thing. But it's clear to me that no matter what environment this guy is living in, he's going to find something to be paranoid about. Even if he was surrounded by a bunch of LGBT people holding hands, he would still think it was the government or some other group trying to send him a message.
Okay, so what we're seeing here is this scene where the Keanu Reeves character climbs out of the battery vat chamber.
Yes, it's a clip from a movie called The Matrix. Where are you going with this?
I came across the reptilian shapeshifter subject. What I can confirm is that there are apparently non-humans, apparently some of them are extraterrestrial.
We went from gang stalking to the reptilian shapeshifters? Really?
Gang stalking for reptilian shapeshifter movie uploads to YouTube.
I really don't want to go into too much detail about the reptilian shapeshifter community. It's a whole nother conspiracy all of its own. But I'll tell you two things about it. One, it was mostly started by a guy named David Icke. And two, all it is people looking at pictures or video feed, and if there's any blur whatsoever, they think it's a shape-shifting alien.
When I uploaded my study, within 15 minutes, helicopters kept zooming over my apartment like there was a drug bust in my building. And then it didn't take me long. I think it popped into my mind pretty quick. Oh my God, is this from what I uploaded to YouTube?
Yeah, that's something that never made any sense to me about any conspiracy group on the internet. They always upload these videos thinking they're exposing the government. But if the government wanted them down, they could take them down, or arrest the person who made them, or kill them. If you think you're some badass who's taking down an entire government by uploading a video that doesn't even get 10,000 views, well, let me tell you this. If your video hasn't been taken down, if you haven't been arrested, and you're still alive, the government doesn't care about you at all. In fact, you're not even on their radar.
Because the whole thing was so freaky at first. Like when you're seeing these non-human features, you're like, oh my God. What is this? What could possibly be going on?
You're right! There's so many different things that could be going on. Like, it could be a frame rate issue. Or maybe someone took the movie and uploaded it to YouTube, making the frame rate even worse. Or maybe cameras are not perfect. And here is where I'm going to end the video, guys. I came here to talk about gang stalking, not shape-shifting lizard people from the inside of the moon. These people are completely beyond help. Say what you will about the Flat Earth Society, but at least those people are harmless. These people are a danger, mostly to themselves, but also somewhat to other people. Just remember this, the government is not out to get you, because if they were, you would already be dead. NANI?! My eyes have seen the glory of the cleansing of YouTube, debunking SJWs and feminazis too. We criticize reactionists in hopes they get the boot. Just the robot marches on.